morning, everyone. Say hi if you're checking in. It's time for some yoga this morning. I am going to not be able to see all of your comments from back here. Hi, Mary. Good morning. But once we get started, definitely plug in, invite your friends. I'm going to give you a moment to gather your things if you have not already. So you're going to need a bath towel, a full-size bath towel. You're going to need a yoga block or a thick, sturdy book like one of the Harry Potter series, or perhaps a box, right? Grab a sturdy Amazon box or something of that nature. Hi, good morning. You're also going to want, if you have a tennis ball available, great. If you don't, you can grab like a little can of something like tomato paste or whatever. I just think of those because they have small cans. A water bottle, as long as it's sturdy, it's not one of those really cheap ones that'll just bust on you, or just fill it with air. So you kind of need those little tools today. I'm going to give us just a couple more minutes because I know technology is weird. People try to get set up and oh my gosh, it's not working, it's not streaming. Hi, good morning. There's 4 of you out there. Drop a note in the chat, let me know who's here. I would love to say hi. Hi, Sarah. Good morning. It's time for our usual Hatha yoga time. Excuse me while I open a window or turn on the fan. So gather your block, gather your towel. Gather your little bottle or tennis ball or something of that nature, okay? Small little ball. This class is going to be centered around the rivers of energy through your feet and through your legs. We've been working in my Hatha class from the ground up, so we're going to be traveling more into the meridians of our legs this morning. Good morning. Hi, Renee. Hey there, Krista. Hi, Maryland. So again, I'm going to get started at 10 till on the dot. So just take a moment, gather your space, have your water. Let me know how we're doing when it comes to any volume. Can you hear me okay? I'm not doing this on Zoom. I can't see you. I'm not doing this on Zoom yet because I'm limited to only 30 minutes on Zoom. So or 40 minutes, I want to make sure to give you a full hour. So again, we're going to work on the feet today, gathering a block, a small ball or a little can of soup, and a bath towel, full-size bath towel. And once you have that full-size bath towel, just to have it ready maybe for the first few parts of our sequence, go ahead and take it out lengthwise. Fold it in half lengthwise. In the next yoga class coming up next week, I will be teaching everyone how to fold fitted sheets. Kidding. But just go ahead and kind of roll it up, make it a really long burrito, like so. Okay, and keep it handy. Keep it around, keep the yoga block around. Do your thing, okay? And we've got about 60 seconds left. So grab your friends. If you don't see them, grab them. Figure out where they are. We're going to work on the feet today a little bit more. That foundation of the yoga practice, the foundation of the temple of your body. Just now, somebody's decided to weed whack around their back fence, so hopefully you don't hear that. And we're going to work on the ankles, and we're going to open up the rivers of energy through your legs. And we're going to start exploring a little bit of this canyon of the hip as well. And we'll build on that some more next week. A little announcement, I'm going to release it later on today on my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. I've decided to go live for one class per day. If you all don't show up, I will discontinue this. I will take my own workout time back. But if you would like to work out with me live, if I can figure out Zoom, I will. But if we want to just stick with a whole hour, then we'll stay on Facebook and YouTube. So let me know your preference in the comments if you would like. Hey, Lauren. Good morning. If you would prefer, hi, Marguerite. Hi. If you would prefer an hour, or if you would prefer Zoom where I can see you back, but it can only be 40 minutes unless I start charging to pay for the monthly longer stuff, which I don't want to charge. It's complimentary. By the way, if you do feel like gifting towards the class, today's class is going to go to our beautiful friends, Chris and Rachel at Source Core Studio, whose baby is due any day. So if you would like to send forth any gifts for today's practice, it can be sent to reformpilatesyoga@gmail.com. Somebody type that in the chat for me, reformpilatesyoga@gmail.com. You can send money via PayPal there, or you can also send it to Venmo, and that's at JJAI-Marie-4. Okay, so let's get started. Good morning on both realms here. So we should have the mat, you should have a block or a sturdy book, you should have a long towel, a bath towel rolled up long lengthwise, and then also a small ball, tennis ball, or like a small can or a water bottle that is sturdy enough for you to roll your foot over. So let's get going. So meet me on your mat. It is that time. And we're going to start in Virasana, which is just kneeling down through. Now, if you're joining me, and this is not your best friend, you can also do this sitting in a chair or just kneeling, and you can move back this way. But ideally, we want you to get here in Virasana. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Stacking your posture, finding the length through the top of the head. Continue on, keep breathing. Now, whether you're seated in a chair or perhaps you would like to sit with just your feet in front of you, we're going to do some pressure point release of the foot. So you can sit here where it's comfortable. If kneeling in Virasana is not feeling amazing for you this morning, you can always work here with us or a chair. So once you're here kneeling, take your fists. And those feet should be a little out towards the sides of your hips. And take the fist and place them in the sole of the foot, but close to the heel line. So where the heel line meets the beginning of the arch of the foot. And I want you to put as much pressure there as you can allow. And take nice deep breaths in and out. Allow your body to embrace the sensation. If it's a little tender there, that's often a sign of maybe some intestinal discomfort or ongoing chronic issues. We're going to be working with some Chinese pressure points today. Continue to invite your breath to move through your body, softening into the sensation. If you're sitting on your tail and your feet are in front of you, just really use a pressure point to squeeze into the spot where the heel matches the arch. And everyone together, take another deep breath in and sigh it away. And now moving the fist down into the center of the arch. pressing there. Really going into that center of the foot. The mid of the foot. Applying pressure to this area can really ground our mind and body, relieve anxiety and stress. That might be why I like dancing on trees. When the limb of the tree just hugs the arch of my foot, it is grounding. Continue to apply that pressure there. If you're seated, just continue to squeeze your foot there with the heels of your thumbs, really putting pressure into the mid-arch of the foot. Everyone inviting that breath in and out of the body. This is our prana today, our breath, our pranayama practice is right here. Before we begin the movement, we come into the body. You might start to feel sensations relax through the toe bases into the toes themselves. That's ideal. That's what we want. One final one here, scooting the knuckles a little bit more up the foot. Not quite into the meat of the toe bases yet, but still center, right about that second and third toe. Press in. So the very top of the arch, if you will, where the arch starts to meet the toe bases, pressing into the center of that space. Our dharma, our wheels of energy begin in our hands and our feet, helping to pull energy into the core of our body, and in our core, feeding those tributaries of our legs and our arms. This reciprocal ebb and flow from the outside in to the inside out. Another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relieving the pressure there in the feet. Take the hands. Let's get off our knees for a moment. Very gently start to walk your hands forward. You're going to feel sensations through those knees. So be gentle about walking them forward. That compression that you just had through your hips and your legs, you're going to feel maybe a tingling sensation. Just start to rock your hips side to side with your breath. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of class, we're going to work with the rivers of energy that run through your legs up into the canyon of the hip bowl. So right now, I want you to just embrace the natural spiraling of the hips. So maybe you circle back and around a little bit and around the other way. So just start to find your freedom of expression. The good news here is I'm the only one in front of the camera. So you can just really be free about this, if you will. Make all sorts of swirls and shapes. Make like a cat, right? I have 4 of them, and they all make delightfully beautiful shapes with their bodies when they're getting up from their nap in the sun. So take that moment for just 2 more rounds of breath in and out. And here again, as we spiral through this last breath, really feel how you press into the hands, spiral through the wrists, press into the hands, spiral through the wrists. So starting to awaken that energy in the hands. We've already touched through the feet. Let's come into kneeling position. Hands and feet. Feet tucked under, toes towards the shins. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, pressing back. This might be enough for most of you. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. You're going to feel the arch of the foot stretching. Breathing into those spots that you touched earlier with your hands, that base of the heel, through the midline of the foot, into the top of the arch where it meets the toe base. Take an inhale, come back through to center. We're going to do that again, pressing back through. You may stay here for 3 more breaths or walk your hands up your thighs, settling just a touch more weight now into your feet, feeling a bit more stretch. 1 more deep breath in and deep breath out. Coming back to the hands, walking the hands forward, settling into that spine nice and true. And then here for a final round, simply push back or walk your hands up. Or to continue to bring energy into the hands, stretch the palms forward after interlacing the fingers and take those hands overhead. This will put full weight into your feet. Meet me for 3 breaths in whichever position you chose. Another breath. Let it go. One more time, breathing in. Side away. Everyone meeting me back in tabletop position. From here, tuck the toes still under, take the hips back, and now stretch the hips up and away from the heel bones, finding your first down dog for today. And it might feel a little bit tight, so go ahead and pedal those feet out. And watch your toes, watch your feet, watch your arches. I really want you to feel like you're drawing straight up through the center of that arch and then planting it straight back down towards the earth. Your hands should be spread wide with a gentle cupping under the palms, pressing into the thumbs, forefinger, and pinkies so that you're continuing to really pull energy through the hands instead of just collapsing into them. A few more pedals here. Come back to your breath. Keep it with you. Feel those legs awaken. One more here. And now, bending into the knees, walk yourself forward. Feet come to the hands. Take a nice deep breath in. Halfway rise. Placing those hands on the thighs, really extend the spine long, present the heart forward, lengthen out the back of the neck. Maybe you need to bend your knees to get that length. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Pausing here in the halfway rise, feeling the energy come up the legs. And now exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now bear with me here for a moment in Tadasana. Having the feet sits bones width apart. Feel the big toe base, little toe base, inside and outside rails of your heels. Feel the energy through the arch start to lift. So get heavier where the arch meets the toe base, like you're going to press your toes and your footprint into the sand. Pressing into the heel, feel the arch lift. Draw that energy as you breathe in through the legs. Feel the kneecaps lift as the quads engage. Feel your spine, feel length. And imagine, if you will, there's a light beam coming straight out of the head. Exhale, soften. Let all of that go. Lift all 10 toes up. I'm going to come closer to the Facebook camera anywhere where you can see my feet. Lift all 10 toes up. And then I want you to set them back down. Pinky, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then again, lifting all 10 toes, really feeling those toe bases are heavy, the heels are heavy. This time, place all 10 toes back down, but be delicate about it, as if there were a tissue paper under your toes, so that the weight stays in the heart of the foot, the toes refrain from gripping. Now here, for a few more breaths, we remain, because today's practice, drawing in the energy of the legs, we need to add one more little bit of fun. Imagine that at the very tip of each toe, right out of the tips of each toe, you have eyeballs. Or maybe they're turtle heads, right? The foot base being the shell. And imagine that each toe is sending energy forth out of the front of each toe. Maybe you have little light beams coming out of your toes. Whatever works for you. And refraining from gripping those toes, just feel as you breathe in, energy coming from the foot, and exhale, almost as if you were breathing in through the arch of your foot and out. One more breath here. And out. Inhale, pressing palms strongly into each other. Take the hands up overhead. You can keep your chin connected towards your chest, but press into the hands. Bring energy into both hands and feet. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, bringing your hands to heart center, rolling the shoulders back as you do. Bend the knees if you need. Exhale, fold. We're going to repeat that. Inhale, open the palms, act as if you're gathering up sunshine. Pause at the top, bringing the hands together. Exhale, pull them to heart center and fold over your hands. Inhale, halfway rise, keeping the hands at heart center. Shine the light of your heart through those palms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, drop the hands to the earth and imagine you're gathering up all the beautiful tulips that are blossoming right now, tossing them into the sky, but pause at the top, press those hands together. Exhale to heart center, folding over the body. Inhale, halfway rise, lifting the heart, shining it through the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, drop the hands, gather up all of that energy, spread the palms, make them alive, bring them together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Checking back in with the bases of the feet, the lightness of the toes, the length of the spine. And now we're going to increase our energy. Inhale, rising up through the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Halfway rise. Exhale, place the hands. Spread them out. Place them down. Imagine you're trying to spread your mat apart between your pinkies, but your thumbs are trying to come in towards each other. Step back with the right foot. Step back with the left. Holding here. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. For this first vinyasa, we're going to all modify together. Take the knees down. Take the body melting towards the floor. Pull the heart forward. Unfold the feet. Lifting up into that extension of the spine. Exhale, melt back to the floor. Tuck the toes under. Press up and away to a down dog. And pedal here again if it feels good. Good. Really juice those ankles. Settle back into the weight of the feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. On your inhale, step your feet forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, folding over the body. Inhale, rise all the way up, gathering up all of the energy. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the hands come up overhead. Really make those jazz hands, if you will, with your hands. Keep that energy through the hands and feet. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Place those hands strongly. Keep a little tension in the biceps. Step back with the left foot. Step back with the right foot. Breathe in here at the top and breathe out. Now you may plant your knees on the floor and sink to the floor and lift into your scorpion. I'm sorry, not your scorpion, your cobra, thank you. Or you may vinyasa. Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Upward and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, looking at the mat in front of you. If you'd like to juice your feet a little bit more, tuck your foot under. And then as you walk up the mat, tuck the feet under. Coming to the top. That's optional, by the way, folks. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Stretch those hands. And exhale, pull them to heart center. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding over the body, spreading the hands. Take a moment to lift your toes as you forward fold. Set them back down. Inhale, halfway rise. Use your hands, spread those palms. Exhale, spread the palms, place them on the floor. Step back with the right. Step back with the left. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take your version of vinyasa, perhaps to the knees, or the full chaturanga if it's the knees. As a review, knees touch, sink the belly to the floor, untuck the feet, lift the heart up through the frames of the arms. Exhale, sink the body back down, tuck the toes back under towards the shins, push up to the knees, push the hips up away from the heels. Now you're in down dog with the rest of us. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Again here, we're not just pushing into the wrist, thumb, forefinger, and pinky, cupping up through the palms, bringing energy up your arms like you're got straws through your arms and your leg. You're just pulling up energy from the earth. On your next in-breath, you're going to look at the front of the mat and then walk yourself forward. Maybe you take the toes under again. Takes more core work and foot flexibility, but it's not for everyone. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. We're going to do that series one more time, one more vinyasa, leveling it out. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding over the body. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway rise. Shine those palms, shine the heart. Exhale, plant the palms. This time, left foot back first. Right foot back to match it. Inhale at the top. And then lowering into your version of a vinyasa. Perhaps it's the knees. Float the belly down. Untuck the toes. Press the floor away. Lift the heart. Exhale to the floor. And all the way back to down dog. Breathing in here. And breathing out. Inhale, looking at the front of the mat. Take your version. Maybe you start to hop or jump to the front of the mat if it's in your practice. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stack all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. How's everyone doing? I'm sure you're beautiful. We're going to move on. Inhale, rising up through the hands. Exhale, folding over the body. Really stick those tail feathers up. You can bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back. The left foot back to meet it. Deep breath in. Take a vinyasa. All right, but we're going to add to it this time. We're going to explore some standing poses. Float to the floor, tuck the toes under, find down dog. Here we are. Now from here, look at your toes, all 10 of them. Lift the toes up. Get heavy in the heels as much as possible. Maybe you need to bring your hands back a little bit. Heavy in the heels. Lift the toes, set them back down one at a time. Really spread those toe pads. And then put those light beams coming out of the end of them again. Now from here, watch your right foot float up off the floor. Left foot takes the weight. And as we do that, I want you to start to engage your right butt cheek so that the right hamstring starts to float up. So notice I'm not turning out. I'm keeping it closed right now. And I can still see all 5 toes back there. Now, come forward over the hands, bring your knee to your chest, and then set your foot down. And if you need to walk it out a little bit more, please do. Set your left heel down on a diagonal so that you can prepare for warrior one. Maybe you need to use your hands to come to your knees, stack yourself up, and then here you are in warrior one. Hands go high. Front knee bends. That's the right knee. And really stretch through the pinky edge of your back foot, but feel the inside heel of your front foot firm and planted into the earth. All toes relaxed. Another deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next in-breath, pivot the arms around, finding warrior two. That back foot will open up to become parallel. Now here's where sometimes it's helpful to have that towel. If you want it, you can use it. You don't need it. You just hold it between your hands. Sometimes it helps bring some ease to the shoulders versus your hands floating, but press the hands down as if you were pushing the floor away. Sink a little bit more into that front leg. Now bring your attention to the eyeballs of your toes. The back foot is parallel to the short end of the mat. Toes are actually looking at you, kid. And then the front foot is looking out over the short end of the mat. Now here, slightly tuck the tailbone under. Keep the ribs over the hips. Sink into the canyon of the hips and start to feel the energy come up through the legs and into the thighs. Breathe here, looking over the front fingers. Look slightly down, right over the tip of your fingers, and let your vision take in the whole 180 degrees that it can take in. Allowing the eyes of the head to be as active as the eyes of the toes. On your next breath, bend into your front elbow. Take that elbow down to meet the thigh, right above the knee. Bring your top hand up and over. And look at your elbows. Perhaps you take your head behind your hand behind your head and look over those elbows. You can shorten this. So this Parsvakonasana, being able to really open the hips. So here, it's tempting to send your butt back. Keep your tailbone pulling forward, like you're pulling your belly button towards me, the camera, and press in. Can you feel the four corners of your feet? Can you make light come out of your fingertips and toes? Lots of imagery today. Feeling those invisible lines of energy coursing through your meridian channels. Come up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg and bend. Straighten and bend. So sometimes that isometric hold, it feels good to just floss those muscles and nerves for a moment. Coming into that bent front knee, bring your back hand to rest against that straight leg. Flip the palm of your front hand. Now imagine you have a ball, a ray of sunshine, maybe some flowers, whatever. Toss it over your head. Sliding this other hand down. Now, if these long levers aren't comfortable, you can take your hand right to your hip and your top hand behind your head and sink back into that lunge. Okay, you can always shorten the levers if need be. Breathing in and breathing out. Check back in with the grips of your toes. Make the toes light. The 4 points of the feet heavy. The arches light, drinking up energy from the earth into the legs. Come back to warrior two. All right, floss that front leg again. I'm going to take this into a little Utthita Trikonasana, which is extended triangle. Now here, take a moment if you need to, grab your block if necessary. Okay, you can have it by your front foot. There's no need to try to touch the floor. You can bring the floor to you. Okay, several levels here. But from that warrior two, find it. Straighten the front leg. Send the hips back. Back as far as you can over that back foot. Feel the stretch of the pinky edge into the earth. Now take those plane wings forward. Leaning, not tilting the plane yet, just reach as far as you can. And then, keeping your core engaged, bring your hand to your shin, maybe above your knee, maybe to the floor, maybe to a prop. No matter where you are, be in a place that you can open the heart forward to match the belly button, to match the pubic bone. Open the heart. Send that top hand up. So in this case, I'd rather you be higher and more open than lower and hunched forward. Okay, so pick where you can present the heart forward. You can keep your tail pushing forward and really draw up as if you had a vice in the hips, pulling the hip bones close. Use those muscles. And come back up through, finding a bend in the front leg. Good. From here, pivot all the way down on your next breath so that the hands touch the floor, and bring your back toes forward. Heel is up. Good. From here, maybe you need a block. We're going to transition to Warrior 3. You guys know I love these. Maybe you need a block. On the inside rail of that standing foot. Maybe you don't. But we're going to shoot our weight forward. So come into a low lunge and then be very light on the back toe. Front leg has all of your weight. For some of you, this may be enough for today. If you're new to yoga, this can be enough. Or be close to something like a dresser, a bed, a wall where you can hold on. You don't need the block. Bring your hand to your hip. I have mine on the other side. It's the same as a standing leg. Push the floor away and lift your other leg up. Finding that T shape with the body. Not adding any arms today. I want you to stay focused on the canyon of the hip and the energetic rivers of the legs. On the back leg, tucking those toes under, reaching through the heel. Everybody tap down for a moment. Rest. We're going to try it again. Deep breath in. On your exhale, press the floor away under your support foot. Float your leg up. Use your glutes where they attach to your hamstrings to lift. Have all 5 toes facing the floor of that floating leg. Engaging the core. Hugging the body with the breath. Breathing into the back. And then hug the spine with your out breath. Floating back down. Right away, take that back leg, float the knee to the floor. Good. Untuck those back toes. And then I want you to just gently walk back. Now here again, this little temporary floor can be very handy for holding on to so that you find a place where you can be at ease as much as possible. And really focus on breathing that stretching sensation through the hamstring of your front leg. And perhaps you rock forward, stretching the hip flexor of the back leg. And then exhale, pull the abdominals up and away to stretch over the front leg. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming forward. Maybe you start to shine your heart at the top of this. And exhale, pull. So, nourishing those flowing meridians, those energetic channels through the legs into the hip socket. Next week, we're going to explore a little bit more of the canyon of the hips. We're going to get into more rotation, more spiraling. Today, we're just exploring where the legs meet the hips. Nice and steady. Now hold here at the top. Bring same arm as the front knee up and over or behind the head. Open the heart. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Center your body once more. Disengage from that block if you have it. Bring your hand, same side as the back leg, to the sacrum or to the waist, there above or below the pants line. Square up your front knee. Make sure both hip bones are level. And then gently press the hips forward, tucking the tail under. Keeping this a little smaller, but focus right here, where all of those hip flexor muscles like to hang on for us. Breathe. In and out. Open the heart. Roll the shoulders back. Like you're hugging your spine with your shoulder blades. And my front hand is energetically pressing into my knee, helping facilitate the openness of the front body. Relax out of that. Get the block out of your way. Maybe set it at the front center of your mat so that way you can reach it on the other side. Bring your hands to either side here. Untuck the back toes or tuck the back toes. Come to a long leg. Now, engage your core. Lift up. Settle that foot back to meet its partner. Find a flow. Maybe you drop the belly towards the floor. Take an inhale. Really extend that spine. Exhale. Tuck the toes under. Take the hips back, down dog. Nice and steady breathing here. Deep breaths in and out. Maybe you pump the toes, maybe you spiral the hips, whatever feels good. It's your practice. But on your next breath, you're going to look forward and you're going to walk the hands or feet to the hands. Good. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to get ready for the other side. As we do, settle into those toe bases. Lift the toes themselves. Place them back down. As you breathe in again, continue. Stay centered with your feet. I'm going to move to the other side of my mat just because I don't want my rear end facing you the whole time I'm trying to talk to you, but you can stay right where you are, or maybe in virtual land, you need to turn to the other side of your mat as well, so that as you go through the other side, you can still see me, okay? All right, so from here, inhale, lifting up, exhale, folding, inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold again. Step the left foot back, step the right foot back to meet it. Take your version of a vinyasa. Maybe that's the full chaturanga. Maybe you need the knee, the chest. Lift the heart as you untuck the toes. Retuck the toes. Press up and away to down dog. Staying here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Spread those palms. Cup the palms. Send energy through the hands. It's like you're trying to almost bunch the mat under your palms. Look at your feet. Settle into your heels as much as possible. Maybe you need to bend your knees. Lift the toes as much as you can. Settle them back down. This time lifting the left leg up. I can see all 5 toes back there. Staying square in the hips, please. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more time. And now as you exhale, draw your abdominals up and away from your thigh to make space. You get that foot forward. You can always help it. Everyone's hips are different. Everyone's anatomy is different. So if you need to help pull that leg forward, please do. Good. Staying here. Pivot the back toe or back foot down so the pinky edge goes into the floor. Maybe you need to bring your leg closer. And then you're going to rise up. For some of you, that might mean climbing your leg and then lifting up. Both hip bones facing forward. Unglue your toes themselves. Place them back down. Let them be light, as if they were on tissue paper that you're trying to not crinkle. Deep breaths in and out here. Bending into that front leg a little deeper. You guys are doing great. I know it. I miss all of you. No matter which state I taught you in, I miss all of you. And now from here, let's pinwheel out to warrior 2. Let's take the foot parallel and sink into that warrior 2. We're going to be here for a moment. You know it. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Pressing energy down through those spread palms of the hands as if you were pushing the floor away. Feel the lift of your head. Sink a little deeper into that front leg. From here, bending into the front elbow, take it, place it on the front knee. Hollow out the underbelly here. The side waist, and then bring that arm up and over. Tucking the tail under, really spreading open the fronts of the thighs and hips. And breathe in from the bases of your feet up through the arches, into the legs, into the canyon of the hip, all the way through those top fingertips. Again, If you're here with a bent elbow, just shine that light right through your heart. Let it be there. Another deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Pinwheeling back up to warrior two. Flossing that front leg so it's just a little lengthen and a bend as we breathe in and out and in and out. Here we're always drawing up into the vices of the hip here, as if we had like a Christmas tree stand, pulling into each hip and lifting us, making us buoyant. Good. Coming into warrior two, take the back hands, place it onto the thigh, front palm flips. Spread that palm, make it energetic. Give me your jazz hands. Take it up and over. Here again, you can bend, hand into hip, elbow into hip, and elbow to the ceiling. Get in there a little bit deeper in those legs. I want you to feel that blood flow. I want you to feel that little bit of a shake maybe. I want you to feel that energy coursing through your body. Rolling into the back pinky edge and then into the front inside heel. Come back up to warrior two. Flossing that front leg once more, in and out. You got this. Give me one more, breathing in. Come down to warrior two, hold. Right there. Beautiful. Now we're going to take it into that triangle. Maybe you need to hop your back foot in a little bit. You're going to straighten the front leg. Send both hips back. Now back, but not behind. So keep the tail tucked under. Imagine you're a butterfly stuck between two panes of glass. Slide the arms forward. Keep them level. When you can reach no further, float that hand down. This is where that extra block comes in handy if you need it. And then you lift up. You can have the block lower. You can have no block at all. The whole idea is to keep the pubic bone lifting forward towards the belly button. Belly button is open, chest is open, throat is open as you look at the top hand. You can also shorten here. Love a good triangle pose. Feels so good. On your next deep breath, pivot all the way back up, bend into that front leg, get that block ready. You know it's coming. This warrior three booty burners. Yeah. Pivot around, hands come to the front. Toes are down, heel is high. Maybe you milk that ankle for a moment. Now start to get light in your chest so you're not so chest heavy, right? And feel how as you shift forward off those back toes a little bit, the front leg's going to take your weight. Okay? And as it takes your weight, you can then push the floor away, straighten that leg. And notice here, I'm not opening my hips. Okay, we're not sneaking into half moon. Keep your inner thighs both squeezing towards your pubic bone. To get the lift of the leg, it has to come from your rear end. So where that panty line would be, squeeze. All 5 toes facing the floor. Sink back down for a breather. I know some of you are holding your breath, so take a deep breath in. I know some of you too well, Sarah. And out. And another breath in. And as you press out, pressing up, again, you can bring that hand to the hip of the support leg. We're not focusing on the upper body right now. Can you pull both thighs in and up towards the pubic bone? Squaring the hips. If I put my teacup on your back, would it remain? All 5 toes facing the floor. Breathe. Feel those energetic channels coursing. It's so good for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. You can do this. And then sink down through. Place that foot on the earth. Find your warrior two. You made it. Lift up and lift down. Now I'm thinking of the lovely Miss Jackie. I just said, you did it. Little joke between Jackie and I. That one was for you. If you're watching, sink in and out. Good. We're going to pivot, pinwheel those arms back around. Get that block out of your way. Hands back to the earth. Feet match, finding your high plank. Take your vinyasa, whether that's the full chaturanga or the knees, chest, chin, lift, toes untuck, exhale, toes retuck, push up and through, down dog. Pedal those feet if it feels good. Spread your toes, whatever you need to reconnect. I always like to spread my feet, lift my toes, put them back down. But I reach my heels pretty well. So if that's not an option, if you're kind of stuck here and your heels don't want to go down, so obviously you can't lift your toes, then that's where you really just want to pedal and spiral through the hips. And the foot that's pedaling low, try to encourage that heel to go lower and lower. Eventually, it may find itself both heels lower than when you started yoga. Now everyone meet me on your knees. Press back to child's pose. You're going to be here for 3 deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Continue there. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Continue on. And then start to gently find your way up to standing. Take your ball. Place it here. Under the toe bases, behind the toe bases, in fact. Your heel should be able to touch. I'll turn to the side. I'm right under my toe base. And then I'm going to try to wrap my toes around the ball. So I'm right there. And this beautiful line speaks to my kidneys, definitely speaks to my pelvic floor and my respiratory or lung diaphragm. You have multiple diaphragms through the body. The diaphragm of the foot speaks to the diaphragm here in the lungs that you're more familiar with. Wrapping that foot around as if you were trying to pull the ball up. Maybe you have a can, so in that case, you're going to obviously lay it on its side and wrap around like a bird on a perch. And then go ahead and roll that foot a little bit more forward. My heel is still touching, but I have flexible feet, so you might find that yours is up a little bit. Maybe you're more tender, and you're going to push the center of your foot into that ball or can or water bottle. And again, I'm trying to wrap around as if I were a bird on a perch. And this one is that midpoint of the foot. It is definitely speaking to your kidneys. It is a good detoxer. Super good for your healthy mojo. You guys know I'm really technical with some of my terms, right? I could give you all the Sanskrit, but if you don't understand what I'm saying, the point doesn't make. And then last but not least, you're going to find that point where your arch connects to your heel. So not on the heel itself quite yet. That space, that soft tissue where the heel and the arch begin. And that is that lovely point of the plantar fascia. Okay, so see if you can touch your toes to the floor. Maybe you keep a bent knee, or maybe you can start to pump your leg here. And if it's fine for you to just hold steady and apply a little pressure, no need to do anything more, okay? We're going to open up. Again, this is the space, the first point of the foot that really helps you find a grounded sensation. It can relieve anxiety and tension in the mind and in the body. And obviously, they talk about the Achilles heel, plantar fascia and plantar fasciitis that plagues so many. It's just that get up and go always. So just relax right here, right now. And then come to the heel itself, the center of the heel. Let the toes touch down. For us ladies, it'll feel like we're stepping in a low-heeled shoe. And here again, you can just apply steady pressure. Or maybe you give it your weight and then take it down. And then we're going to switch sides. So sometimes I'll do this series at the beginning of my session, my practice. But I find that for those who aren't used to doing footwork, who aren't used to all these pressure points, if your foot is super tight, super tender, it doesn't want to give it all. So right now I'm right behind the toe base, bird on a perch. I'm trying to wrap my toes around the ball as if I'm going to pick it up. You just stay steady. There's no need to pump this one. But I find for folks who aren't used to doing this work, at the beginning of your practice, I could have very easily done it at the beginning, but if you're super tight through your feet, it will cause new sensations that can often in your mind create more tension, more anxiety about plantar fascia, etc. So I like to do a flow and let those feet organically soften and open up. Like if you're holding a Tootsie Roll in your hand, you can't stretch a Tootsie Roll, it's hard, it's stiff. But if you hold it in your hand, you can really start to stretch. It's more pliable, malleable. So in essence, the practice we just did was to help open up the foot, help soften it. So now we can do this work. So it can be done before or after. But I find if you're stiff, soften it first. And now let's go ahead and go right to the center of the foot, right over the arch. This is my favorite. My kidneys love it. My feet love it. Just opens up the space. If you come to your breath right now, you can maybe feel how as you inhale, it goes beyond your belly button into the depths of your waist, into the hips, into the sits bones, into the tailbone. And as you exhale, that breath exits up and out. For some of us, breathing better, breathing well, isn't so much about forcing more of an exhale, but really just opening and softening the inhale. When you can open and soften the foot, often the diaphragm of the lungs can just open and blossom, and the diaphragm of the pelvic floor can do the same. And now let's roll to where that plantar fascia is. So where the heel meets the soft tissue of the arch. So not quite on the heel head, right in front of it. And here again, you can pump, or you can just hold steady. You might find one side needs something different than the other. And then to the heel head itself, right in the center of that heel, as if you were standing in a little heeled shoe, and just give it your weight. And breathe. If you join me for classes here in the next week, we'll be moving even more into standing work that encompasses that same energy, but moving it more into the canyon of the hips, exploring those spirals that the hips are created for, bringing nourishment and energy into the spine, which is the container of the life force of your body. Go ahead and take that ball away. And you're going to make your way onto your floor now. You might want to bring your block. If you tend to be tense when you lie down, through your ribs, through your chest, you feel like your chin's being pulled away and your ribs are being pulled up, you definitely need a block under your head at that point. And if that's not you, maybe you need it a little bit under your knees. Maybe your tension's in your knees. But we're going to do a little bit of leg work and then settle into Shavasana. So go ahead and find your way onto the floor. And very gently holding onto those thighs, start to tuck the tail under, roll into the pants line, roll into the waist, roll into the ribs. And I'm going to keep the block today because it helps me see you a little bit better. But the block is optional. And take that long coil of towel. And I want you to loop it over your arch. Like so. And keep your support leg bent for the moment. Now, spread your hands so that you pull into that towel and you pull that knee towards your chest. And then use your heel to press the towel away and keep a little bit of tension here in the arms. Now I'm going to point and flex. And notice the sensations that start to happen here. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get my leg up that high, that's okay. Put it down here. It's not so much about the hamstring quite yet as it is, can you start to move through your foot? So I'm pointing and flexing the foot. Okay. And notice how that changes in the calf. Maybe you do need to bend your knee here a little bit. And then I want you to straighten your arms and straighten your leg. And if that means your leg's out here, that's fine. And then arm curl, pull that leg up a little bit and back down. Now this is simple for you. Everyone's different. You can extend your support leg and you'll get a little bit more of a hip stretch out of it. I like to inhale on the way down with the foot. There's space in the body, and then exhale, pulling my abdominals towards my spine, creating space for my thigh to come closer to me. So that flexion of the hip. Inhale down. Now, hold that steady. Take your other foot, place it up there to replace your first foot. Make that now your support leg. Bring the towel overhead. Bend the knee deeply. Spreading those hands out. And then press the heel into the towel. And now here again, just juice the ankle here a little bit. So I'm going to point and flex the foot. Every week I'm going to keep moving up the body. Don't worry, we'll still be doing feet and legs. It'll just go a little faster through the feet and legs. We won't have to do as much work because they'll be unlocked and healthy from all these first practices. And we'll just add to it more and more and more as we travel up the body. Let's take the leg out. And I like to flex those toes back, and it really helps solidify that support leg. And again, you can keep this knee bent. Inhale to travel the foot down. I'm really pressing through the arch, and I'm pulling back on my hands. So it's almost like I'm trying to give myself an arch massage. And then exhale, pull the leg up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale one more time and exhale, pull. And then release. Maybe you fold that towel in half so it's like a U. And you can take that towel, place it behind your knees, hug your knees in, maybe rock back and forth here for a moment as we start to settle into Shavasana. And then if you keep that squeezing under your knee and take your feet down towards the floor, okay, you can start to spread the legs out, and that towel usually falls kind of right where you need it. If you need to, you can always move it around a little bit, but just that little bit of a towel can give you enough angle to take some pressure off of your low back. For some of you, you need a block under your head to lower your ribs and relax your neck. Maybe your neck and ribs are fine. If you lie down there and you're like this, I beg to disagree. You need to make sure you're settled here and here. But you can also take that block and place it on the towel under the knees. Square it up, be comfy. And then you can lift your legs straight, like so. And then just let your thighs relax, let the feet kind of dangle off to each side. So whatever is the most comfortable for you. Some of you need no props at all for Shavasana. And if that's the case, remove them all. And simply ground yourself to the floor, which happens to be my favorite. And then you're all going to meet me here in Shavasana. Let your eyes drift closed. I promise I won't be making any faces or doing anything fancy. I'm just going to lie here with you. And allow your body to start to feel the depth of your breath in your belly. Breathing in for a count of 4. And then exhale for a count of 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Continue to breathe at a slow and steady rhythm. And as you breathe, imagine that your breath is like a warm liquid. Golden sunshine, there a few inches beneath the belly button. And as you breathe in, you can feel from this pool of breath there in the canyon of your hips. You can feel your breath illuminate little tributaries, little rivers flowing from the depths of the hips, trickling into the legs, flowing through the waist, breathing in, breathing out, and finding that those rivers and tributaries travel deeper, further into the legs, up into the ribs, taking slow, nourishing breaths, finding that the deep pool of the prana, the life force, the breath, travels even deeper into the lower legs, into the shoulders, through the arms, breathing in, breathing out, feeling the ebb into the ankles and wrists, feeling the tributaries of breath into the tips of the toes, the fingertips, remaining here with this ebb and flow of breath. Feeling that warm breath, the warm flow travel even into the neck and the base of the skull. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Start to wiggle through your fingers and through your toes, into your wrists and ankles, elbows and knees. Begin some gentle movement. Be compassionate and graceful and at ease. Maybe you bend the knees, let the feet touch the floor, and gently windshield wiper your knees to one side, slow motion, and the other side. Maybe your head rolls side to side gently. And on your next breath, take your arms up overhead, big stretch, big breath in, and exhale, float those arms down. And find your way rolling onto your left side. Perhaps your right, if that's the side of the mat you're still on, that's fine. And take a nice deep breath in here and a deep breath out. Press yourself upright into a seated position. And find your way into whatever is most relaxed for you on your tush. Bring your hands out here to the knees edge. Stack your spine over the body. Let your eyes drift closed for a second. We're going to take 3 breaths here together. And on the first breath, as you breathe in, think of an intention, a thought of nourishment and comfort for yourself. And as you exhale, seal it deep in the heart, deep in the belly. On your next breath in, nice and slow, think of an encouraging thought, nourishing comfort for someone within your immediate circle of friends or family. As you exhale, send that goodwill to them. And on your final breath here, breathing in nice and slow, gathering all strength, courage, encouragement, compassion, and grace for the world beyond our fingertips. Exhale, send it forth. Allow your eyes to drift open. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, finding the energy of the palms once more, sealing the practice there. As you exhale, bringing that energy of your practice to the heart center. May you have all sukha, joy, all shanti, peace. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, guys. It was so good to have you. I usually don't let this many strangers in my bedroom. Just saying. All right, so I am going to be releasing today on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. I am going to teach 1 live class on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If they're not attended, I'm going to throw them out. I'll just go back to filming for YouTube. But if you want to practice with me live, for now, I'm going to stick with Facebook and YouTube because I can do a full hour or more. Gave a little extra time today because of setting up and just getting used to technology. Hi, Jen. So beautiful to have you. Hey, Mel. But again, I'm going to teach Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1 live class per day. I'm still going to be working on my YouTube videos as well. It will be at 8:30 on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Saturday, I'll be teaching at 9:45 because girl needs a little time to like just kind of chill, wake up a couple days a week, have her coffee, set all this stuff up. And it's what I teach anyway on Saturday mornings. So my Source Core crew, you're used to it. Speaking of Source Core, these classes will all be complimentary. If you ever want to gift towards the classes, you can at my PayPal, reformpilatesyoga@gmail.com, or my Venmo is at JJAI-Marie-4. You don't have to. It's only if you want to. But today, if you're gifting at all, I'm giving it all to Chris and Rachel, who are the owners of Source Core. They're expecting a baby any day now. So they've built a beautiful community at Source Core. I want to gift them. We weren't able to have their baby shower. All that got canceled. So there's the information. Somebody type that into the chat box. And then again, Monday, I'm going to teach different formats. Monday, I believe it's going to be Pilates at 8:30. Tuesdays will be yoga at 8:30. Wednesdays, I'm taking the day off. I have some other meetings that I'm actually skipping to teach these classes. So I'm going to try to get those meetings at least once a week. And then Thursdays at 8:30, I will teach Pilates again. And Fridays at 8:30, I will teach bar. Yay. Pulling back out the playlist. And Saturday at 9:45, yoga. Okay, so Monday, 8:30 Pilates. Tuesday, 8:30 yoga. Thursday, 8:30 Pilates. Friday, 8:30 bar. Saturday, 9:45 yoga. If you guys aren't bringing your friends and aren't coming and you're skipping out on me, I'm throwing off my schedule. Okay, they're all complimentary. No need to gift. If you feel so inclined, I'll feed these 4 ruffians you heard banging around downstairs during yoga. All right, guys. Much love to you all. May you stay well. May the force be with you. Have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.